Welcome to the Max Spiers first 2 hours of our interview in Broadstairs. Now, during that time, we had a great deal of difficulties. We met Max earlier that day, and we were being tracked by quite a lot of pairs of agents. In fact, Max sort of joked. And the game, he explained, was you identify the agents and then that's them out of the game, and then they just get up and leave. And he did that with a couple of them. That was all videoed outside. In fact, there was a couple of agents walked out of the pub that morning, and there were two at either side, as if like they were guarding. And one of the agents, a woman, actually on her way away, said, "Oh, hello, Miles." You know, all very civilized. Max was aware of a lot of hostile activity, and we were having a chat, and we eventually got round to Broadstairs. Now, what happened was that one individual got through and triggered Max, and he started to drink very heavily that morning. And we were all set up to do these records at Broadstairs, and very disappointing. Max was absolutely necking it. Now, after quite some time, we decided to go for it, and we did 2 hours. Now, Max has clearly been drinking. Now, we know all that. That was in 2014. It's now 2022. And having had the whole Bases archive wiped out by YouTube, and we're slowly getting things back up on air. And since that time, of course, Max was assassinated in Poland. And I said, and I promised with Sarah, and I promised with Vanessa, we'd never put this interview out. However, looking at the interview, Max is saying some very important things. He's fighting the alcohol. He's making statements. And I think after all this time, it is now time to show them. Now, we're all grown up, we're all adults. The debate is whether it should ever be shown. Well, after all this time, I think that what he had to say and what we spent so much time trying to say and record, it should be shown in the context that we all knew that he was drunk. He has things to say. Get over it, and let's listen to what he has to say. And that, in March of 2022, having going back to the original material, because it seems all of the edits, the first 6 hours, have all disappeared, that I'm going to run these 2 hours. I'm going to run it all in one go. We'll listen to what he has to say, and that will be it. This is the Bases Project. This is Max Spiers in Broadstairs in 2014. Getting on with it.
This is the West Gate here, and this is 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
And so Canterbury itself is 1,300 years old. The Archbishop of Canterbury itself was the equivalent of the Pope at the Church of England.
He was the Church of England as opposed to the Church of Rome.
Yes, but they were equal, in terms of power. They were equal. So they were always fighting. There were two different.
Of what era are you talking about? You're talking well before King Henry VIII.
Well, you have. Oh yeah, way before. Way before. Yeah. And it took 150 years to build the cathedral. Yeah. 150 years to build it. It started in 900 AD.
This is Norman.
Oh yes, and yes, Saxon.
North Saxon.
Yes.
Essentially,
Let's walk.
this is cool.
Yeah.
And apparently you know you know who I am.
I do know who you are, and I
Do you
also
know where I live?
and I also know
Because
who's,
in Belfast we always know where you live.
and I also know who's buried. Where I'm going to show you who I was.
Right. Excellent. Now this is
issue.
round. This is quite recent architecture. Isn't it?
Because they didn't
yeah.
want, because if they made it square, they thought the demons could hang on to the top of it. So they made it round like that, so they'd slip off.
I thought it was by cannonballs. No?
No.
So dimensional entities.
Yes. And that's where they did that. This is all sacred geometrically done as well. You can't see it here,
It
but
had to be hyperspatially.
yeah, absolutely. This is multidimensional right here, multidimensional. The interesting thing is when you walk through the center here, you get, if you're sensitive, you get the feelings.
Yeah, the old churches have that.
Wait till you see this one. Come
And
on,
it's
let's
amazing
go.
why old churches have it, but maybe new ones don't.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
I understand strategy and sacrifice.
That's chess you're referring to.
Yes, 4 years chess champion at that school, at the school where you were at the Kent University.
Chess is based on what?
Chess is based on the duality that must be maintained in this 3D realm, and that's why it was created. Why does it have black and white squares all over it? It has black and white squares to make sure that you maintain the 3D here. Because if it was all black squares or all white squares, there would be no more 3D.
What's the purpose of the
Why at that point in that day, 1850, it was in the temple? Because neither one was beating the other. This is a war between the two. That is a number. You've got a big,
So the
big
lion.
war between the Syrians and the Turks. This is the symbol.
What's just the purpose of you being a unicorn?
The white horse? We'll talk about that.
And that's chess.
That's not chess. No, but interestingly enough, it ties in with the knight, doesn't it?
It's
I don't know. Why? Well, we can talk about it. Finger
this is
up.
the golden key.
Yes, next to the dragon.
That's
If you don't have the key, you can't get out of here. And you're trapped again in the Ouroboros loop. And I'm done, because I've done it 4 times already. This time we're doing what we're doing now, we've done 4 times before. You've done it before, you've done it before, and we fucked up each time before. And I'm not going to do it this time.
Good.
I'm gone
good.
this time around.
Good.
So if you want to stay, stay. If you check out the symbols and the angel, I mean, obviously an angel in itself isn't really an angel on a cloud. It's a high vibrational being. So, but everything has to be in a code. The Christ figure in the center is Lucifer and Christ being the same being. Would be the light bearer, the one to wake people up. If you look around, people have no clue what we're talking about, and there has to be somebody to wake up everybody else, otherwise we're fucked again for another 10,000 years. I'm not doing it.
You alright? Yeah. I drink everything. Apart from Zambuca.
Yeah.
That's bread.
Oh, see, I don't mind having it, I do. Hate yogurt.
It's really sweet. Good and bad.
So until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. They won't allow us to go in. Look at the octagon. Octagon means entrance of war.
I don't like thrones. I don't think thrones are fit for me, only spiral staircases. Thrones are fit for me. Look at the flowers.
Good
Remember,
picture.
the Kabbalah is the flower of life or the fleur de lis.
Yes. I do. I want to get a picture. Oh, perfect.
I wonder who she is. Oh, Queen Victoria.
That's Victoria. Victoria was fat. Henry VIII. It goes in a line. That's Henry II, Henry VIII, and Elizabeth. I don't know. Some of these are not. They're popes and kings and queens.
Yeah, I guess that's symbolic of his place.
That good old reptilian, King Henry.
Oh, they're all very
Well, with you have both the fallen and the not fallen mixed into these bloodlines. So you have incarnate the ones of higher
sometimes.
and lower.
Yeah.
It's specific that they can only incarnate in certain bloodlines, and so you have them mixed in. So it's interesting.
And it's funny. It's a war.
Because-
It was a war between families to get that crown. Why did they want the crown of England? Because why in England there's most dragon line crosses, the most dragon lines crossed.
If you think about it, though, that the flower of life, when it's lit up in you, you're connected to all the realms, and you're connected definitely to the higher. And the king's crown actually represented his crown chakra being open to source, not rather him having wealth or power here.
The crown chakra.
Yeah, the crown chakra, and that's all been lost. It's really sad.
Okay, I think we did good in the echoey place.
Look, it's almost the realms and the hierarchy. Because if you back up, there's the lion and the white horse over there.
Where?
It's almost like the levels in a way, including the stones going up all the way up to there is the levels of the dimension.
Two of my friends right there.
It's always a point, meaning you can always surmount higher. It's infinite how high you can go.
And welcome to Bases 37 in Broadstairs in Kent, the home of Charles Dickens. His house in the background there and the beautiful beach ahead of us. This is Bases 37 and it's the home of Max Spiers that we're now visiting in England. And we're going to discuss his history, his background and all things in between.
He wants to be me is one of the most fantastic lines Michael Prince has ever said. Ever. And you know what? At the end of the day, I would like to sleep on the couch at his mum's house.
Be nice, but
I will be nice.
I know when you get upset, you go ballistic.
No, but I'm not gonna. No. But you know, he has a point. It's comfortable. Never been there.
Don't.
Why would I want to leave here and not go to LA and live my life?
Be nice.
I will actually, because I actually like him. And that's the nasty part, huh?
Okay, bases 37.
That's the fucked up part. I actually like the guy.
Okay, part 1.
Isn't that fucking...
Okay, bases 37.
Twisted? I actually like that.
Let's see if that sits. That sits. Now, I think we were going to have somebody in shot. Do you know who we were going to have in shot, Max?
Sarah's on our way down here. I like my cigarette because today, without pretentiousness, is going to be cigarette day. That's what it is. Miles, thank you very much for coming to Broadstairs. It's been a long 6 months.
Broadstairs.
Interesting.
Okay, we're running on that right wide.
Interesting.
Okay,
Can I-
bases 31, bases 37, take 1, take
31.
1.
Interesting. You said 31. Okay. Broadstairs. So we're in Broadstairs. I'm not sure which camera I'm going to, but I'll go here.
Well, should we have a guest turn up?
Okay.
We might have a guest turn up.
Well, we're in Broadstairs to start with. Got a pretty dress on. I would never harm you. I would never say shit.
Sit up, Max.
Sit up. Yes, sit up.
God, sit up.
Apparently that's true.
Okay, take a deep breath.
Okay. Better?
Yeah, 1 second. A little bit too much light coming in through here.
Miles does editors. What he produced with Jimmy's last thing was so edited, it was incredible. All he did was say is, he wants to be me. And that was, you know, that was...
Jimmy, are we referring to, another person in the super soldier situation?
Michelle. Michael. Michael. I apologise. Michael. Ponce. Michael Ponce. Michelle. Michael Prince.
Who's Michelle? Why would you say Michelle? That's interesting.
Sarah. This is Sarah Adams.
Hello,
Well,
Sarah
we can-
Adams.
This is my... you call me. This is my fiance.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Now, this is wonderful that you're a fiance.
Yeah, that's here, and I am proud and ecstatic that she would sit next to me and support me all the way through all of the shit that's happened and stood by my back with me. And I'm a wee bit of a nightmare, and she stood by me every single step of the way. So that would be the one to be exalted. So, cheers, mate.
But we're in England. And Broadstairs.
We're in Broadstairs, yes.
Yeah, we're not far from Margate. Margate.
That's where I used to
Dover
play.
Castle.
Now, you're going to speak really close to... you're going to get snuggled up here because there's only one
We'll
microphone
talk
here.
for a while.
Yeah.
And then if you want to leave, then I'll tell. I'll like.
Well, what? I thought maybe that you should speak for a while, and then I would come in and join you.
Why don't you
That
just-
would give me a couple of minutes to get me a coffee.
This is what.
because I really need a coffee.
That's perfect. This is what I feel. I feel like, why don't you just sit with me for a minute, for like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and this is me and you, and then after that, you jump up, make a cup of coffee for Miles and for me, and then Miles and I will talk about
But
what we need
before
to talk
I talk,
about.
I have to have some coffee so I feel okay. 'Cause it feels
Another
so
cup
bad.
of coffee.
I haven't had one.
She's just like
You
that.
haven't had one?
But, and then I thought I'd come.
Just before you
No,
get up and
we're-
get a
what?
cup of coffee.
I'm
No.
Just before you get up.
I'm not sure what's going on in this particular thing.
Max.
We're having nice smiles, but what? Do you want to talk about what just happened? You don't want to talk about what just happened.
Yeah.
Lay it on the line.
Okay.
Because this is
I
you're
get
suffering.
I get very upset when there's cameras pointed at me, because I think that there were perhaps times when I was younger, when there were cameras in front of me, that made me feel uncomfortable,
Okay.
that shouldn't have been filmed on me.
Right. So this is important
Plus, I think
to
there's
explain things. It's
I-
important.
Yeah,
I think there's something.
and I think that particular part I'll talk about when Sarah's out. You know, when
Okay.
Sarah, yeah.
Because it's the whole thing that there's lights on you too, and you know when the police interrogate you or military interrogates you, you have the lights on you. So there's something with that too. That's what I figured out.
And this is something that you're recognizing.
Yes, and
She knows me inside out.
yeah, I know that he's not like this. And as soon as even per se one evening with Eva, we were really happy, and Eva was going to put him on a show. And just at the last minute, he flipped out and started to growl and started to get very angry and
I
look
just want
at
to make
Eva.
it very clear here that I
And he
love Eva.
And he loves her, and he didn't know what he was doing. And I remember that. So you get triggered. And when I saw him on the Carrie Cassidy video, he obviously was triggered because I looked at him. I was like, "That's not Max."
Wouldn't want to blame Carrie Cassidy at all, because I think she's a absolutely fine lady with a personality which is calm and somebody.
It's not about the interviewer at all.
Okay.
It's about
Okay. One
something you went through as when you were younger.
One at a time, though. Go ahead.
Okay, just let it speak. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's what you went through when you were younger. And I did get, whenever I was working on you, whenever we first met, I did get flashes of things that were happened to you when you were younger that were really
Okay.
bad. And I think that that's tied into this.
Okay.
You were creating an altar.
Thanks. How does that help in terms of breaking it down to understand, though? What I'm trying to do is to understand, to put it out, to understand it. You know, rather than emotions and ego, I want to give out something so that it would be understood for other people to understand. See, I'm chocolate.
Yeah. That's
Understand.
good. This is brave. So let's do it.
So
I don't want to talk about me and that and what I felt and stuff. I want to talk about why it happened and why that
Yes.
does happen.
Good. That's good. So let's do that.
Okay. I lost where we were at.
We're describing the situation of this interview as to why it's happening, so people understand that when they watch, they'll understand what's happened, and so they can build this into your to understanding what this whole thing's all about.
Okay. Okay, so okay. Okay.
And previously with the Kerry Cassidy interview, which
Yeah. Well, I'm not, and I certainly am not someone to point fingers. I'm not. It's not my personality to point fingers, because I lost that 10 years ago. I'm not about to point fingers at anybody, even the perpetrators. I'm not pointing fingers at, because it didn't help me. I spent a long time saying, you did this, you did this, you did this, you did this, you're fucked, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you. And it didn't get me anywhere apart from more angry and more energy and more energy, and all that happened is more things blew up around me, and more people got pissed off, and more things exploded, and which is great for drama, but didn't help me. And I got into this for me, because I wanted to know what the fuck was going on with me. Excuse my language. I wanted to know why this was happening to me. You have to leave me a bit there.
Okay.
But yeah.
But you have healed a lot. You've healed a lot.
Yeah.
Merged a lot.
Huge amount. And merging is about looking inside yourself and sitting back and understanding and looking and understanding why you did what you did. And I think that even though now and again I do by nature I do esoterically attack. Max as a being isn't that way. I'm more of a defender. I defend the people I care about. I defend those people. And there are only a few though, because I don't think in this particular lifetime, even though that's stereotypical, in this particular lifetime, I didn't fully understand love.
Now, this particular lifetime refers to different times, different existences, cycles,
Yeah, cycles. Yeah.
or are you simply referring to different incarnations within this cycle of lifetime?
No. I got stuck here. Because I'm very attracted to shiny things. And Saturn at the time was very, very shiny, because it was our old sun, and I wanted to play. And then when I did, I got caught.
He got stuck in this solar system for a very long time.
Ages.
He's been here for a very long time.
And so I learned how the cycle worked. So I learned and understood the death and rebirth 13 plutonic cycle. So once you understand that, once you have a grasp of the 13, then you understand how to come back again. This particular last one, because this is the last one for me, I had to finish every single piece of shit that I'd done before now. Now, I've been at war with 3 different people for pre-Lemurian Atlantean of a allegory of everybody's looking for the ruby, or everybody's looking for the final, like the big diamond. Everyone wants to put their hands around the big diamond, when in fact putting their hands around it doesn't make it their own. All it does is make them think it's their own. And I am certainly guilty of doing that, because definitely have an ego, definitely a warrior, definitely want to push. I've definitely bully and pushed very hard, and done things that on the linear where we live thing is not right.
Now, who is I and who is we? Who is this I person that you're referring to about liking things? It appears that you're some kind of god or some kind of great lord or something.
I would say that a long time ago there were high up beings, and certain ones of them came here and got stuck here and maybe turned into dragons now.
Why dragons?
Because when you fall down the spiral staircase, you turn into a dragon.
Now, you've been studying this in the staircases here.
I haven't been studying it, I just know it.
Okay, but you've been experiencing this. You've been going up and down spiral
Yes,
staircases.
I'm allowed to go up and down them. You don't have to, I mean, the ones they want, there's the ones that steal energy to go up the staircase and then eventually they get thrown back down. It's like snakes and ladders. And there's the ones who prefer to stay at the bottom because they prefer to stay in the vileness that is at the bottom of the staircase. And yes, there are the ones that from a long time ago that are fallen, that have fell down the staircase, and they're kind of lost, and they're just wandering around. And when you go up the staircase, it's just not a staircase. There's doors everywhere, and you can go into all these different experiences, different lifetimes, and different realities in this on the staircase.
Okay, first of all, okay, so we got caught in a trap because we looked at the diamond we got obsessed with the diamond or the ruby, and we got caught in a trap. Well, I did, and I got caught in amnesia a while ago. A long time ago, I got caught in amnesia, and to learn about myself, I had to understand. If I'm only by myself, how can I learn about myself? I had to be able to look into the mirror and understand myself. So on a 3D physical level. So then, and I'm not saying I'm the beginning and the end at all, although some might. But
For each being, there's a planet and a star, and some of the ones who have, and this isn't about people being better than each other. This is about how much that you prefer to go energetically.
you're so nice.
You're beautiful. But I'm trying to say something. I'm trying to say something. Now listen. So, per se, you've achieved a lot energetically, but you gained a lot because you did a lot of good karmically on different universes. You would be more than a star. Would that make sense? You would be. It would be intense. You could be a being. Could be a whole system. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
No, it doesn't.
And then
Not at all, really.
A being become a whole system?
System of creation, a whole solar systems. There are beings that are out there where whole solar systems are them. You ever see the Silver Surfer?
We'll have to do a thing where we'll separate, and Sarah will talk and I'll talk.
Yeah.
Because
That
otherwise,
would work.
because I disagree with a lot of things that Sarah says, and respect everything she says, but disagree with things she says.
So why don't I get out of here and let you do your interview?
Okay.
Okay, that would be better, and
But-
I can speak about this after. Okay, so there are certain people walking around that there's a star for. There are certain people walking around that there's a planet for. Then there are beings walking around who have evolved to such extent, not even in this system, that there are whole universes for, of creation. That's why, if you look at the solar systems or stuff, it's in a spiral. Did you notice that? It's a spiral.
Yes.
They're
Did you miss
spiraling
that one?
as it moves through.
Yes, it's about soul evolution. You can choose, it's infinite how much you can evolve on a soul level, and you can become universes. That's the thing, and people don't understand this.
I already am a universe.
I know this. And a lot of people walking around don't know. They forgot who they truly are. They're in amnesia right now.
What's the purpose of the amnesia?
I would say because if you had evolved very, 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 very much, you would want to put yourself back in a state so you could even overcome that. You would want to go put yourself back in a low state, so you would have to, continue to evolve, you would have to continue to overcome also. You'd have to continue to climb a mountain to overcome things. That's how you evolve. You learn more and more and more. It's infinite learning.
It's interesting. I mean, that's how the Ethereal Society. They have people going up mountains and doing prayers, bringing it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Same principle. Same
So
principle
there
as that. Yeah.
are beings who's passing through this universe or through this world, who there are universes out there. Energetically, they're universes.
And they may be the person next door who doesn't even remember until they wake up who they are and all that energy streaming through there. When they evolve and they can pass to other universes. Everybody's experiencing each other in a way, each other's creation. This is quite a beautiful thing. Except people have kind of got blocked in here. This is all sort of beings have got blocked in here. This is like an ark with many beings in it.
But is that not the whole point of being
to see
here?
which ones,
Is to,
which
is the whole,
which ones can evolve.
in this really
It's a
densely
race.
packed
It's a race.
time-space environment.
It's a little bit movie.
Yes, it's like a big movie.
No, the movie. The name of the movie.
Oh, which one? Because I was
The
referring.
name of the movie. The dude who one of my favorite actors of all time just died of heroin overdose in New York.
Oh, are you talking about that movie? I know what you're talking about. I don't remember quite the name of it though.
It's Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, you're talking about the Hunger Games.
Yes. Principally, basically, at this point, we're at that point.
Let's not forget though
And
that.
why did that character symbolically get killed? Because he was killed. And there's a lot more. I got Peaches is a whole new thing.
Peaches. But anyhow, there are also what I
Why on
call
that
the
day?
fallen universes or the fallen ones, and they're also walking around here. And I think the movie The Silver Surfer showed it. Remember, he had the universe
Silver
back of
Surfer is
him,
Lucifer.
and he would go
though.
from planet to or galaxy system to system and eat, energetically eat. So you have the fallen ones too.
You just like down. That's not just the only thing he did. At
The
all.
Silver Surfer is very interesting.
You think? Okay. Right. And I did say we disagreed on certain things, and I do love her. Enlightenment is very important.
It is very important. You won't go anywhere without
But we're
enlightenment.
alluding to
Just like
cosmological things here of immense
Right.
size and importance. But
Just
here,
like the dragon in the middle of the labyrinth.
Look at the carpet, yeah.
yes, the carpet is. Well, we'll have a look at the carpet.
This is Golden Dragon in the center. You got pink. You got.
But yes, you have the dragons in the middle of the labyrinth. And until they can remember who they are, and remember exactly everything, then they get out. Otherwise
but-
they stay here for a very long time, huh? There's the golden and the green. It doesn't show the red dragon.
He just wants to be me.
Well, Max Spiers.
I think it's time, huh, Miles?
Yeah, we've been trying to find out who the hell's this guy met at the Super Soldier
Right,
Summit.
right,
I mean,
right.
what's going on here?
Yeah.
Another Brit in America?
I know.
As wacko as James
How-
Caswell?
how-
You
how-
must be joking.
How did he end up there? It's funny because one of the first things before I met James, one of the first things he said to me was, I just want to know how you ended up here. How did you get here? How did you get here? And I said, because my grandfather was an actor, and so my mother got a green card, and so I got a green card. And so the reason that I have lived in America since I was 20 is because I have dual citizenship, or a green card. A green card.
Okay, that gets you
Yeah.
to the United States.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
I can get into the United States. I can get into
Well, you
America
can't.
and fly over.
You can get that, but you can't live there.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Okay, so we're splitting hairs here.
We're not really splitting hairs.
No.
You can't live there because you have to get a visa.
Yeah, all that. But, okay, so do you want to talk about your background? I mean, I've just come from...
I would like to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Initially, we met at the Super Soldier Summit
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
2013.
Yeah, in Vegas. Yes.
And
Which is a pleasure.
you were there, and lots of things happened, which is another story. let's-
That was an incredible experience, actually. Yeah.
So before we
talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
We'll
Max
go there.
Spiers.
All right.
Okay, you're a posh kid, properly educated,
Yes.
in a decent school.
Yes.
It's a very nice place. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna light my cigarette as I speak to you.
Yeah, you can light your cigarette.
Yeah. Well,
This isn't broadcast TV. You're allowed to light
it's
cigarettes.
it's probably just.
Even drop the odd match.
It's probably more like I'm gonna smoke a cigarette and that's it. What? Posh kid in the sense that my grandfather wanted me to go to a private school, and so did my mother. So I went to private school, first of all, in Hastings, of all places. That was the school I went to. I was born in Brighton, but the school I went to was in Hastings, called Newlands. And then I moved to Canterbury, when I was 9, and I went to St Edmunds. I was going to King's School, and it was a toss-up between King's School and St Edmunds, and I went to St Edmunds School after that. And it's funny because I've noticed the class system over here now more so than I had done when I was a kid. And if you're posh, it's like you can't, you're posh. Well, I'm not really that posh. I just went to the school that my parents sent me to, and
Yeah, but that's giving you a great deal of. You come over educated.
well, I am
I mean, you come over as somebody who's been through that system.
Okay. Both my parents are PhDs. Both my parents are educated. My aunt is. That doesn't. I'm not sure.
But something's happened. What happened to bring you to that conference? That's so.
Yeah. What happened there? Okay. So
What happened in your life?
First of all, before that, I grew up on a relatively working class estate just outside of Brighton, in Lewis, and from what I know, it's not like a horrendous, terrible place or anything. The name of the estate is Neville Estate. It was called Neville Estate. It was only more in 2008 I realised, from what I was shown, that the N was separated, and it was actually N Evil Estate, and that sounds kind of like.
Now you mentioned that before. Why do they do that? What does that mean to the people who live there?
Well, it's just representing lower vibrational beings that are there. Lewis is, and I'm not trying to damn Lewis, I'm not trying to damn anything at all, but it is it's monastery, it's monk, it's 1500 years old, and I was there because I was there, and I was always a wanderer.
You said that in a particular way. What do you mean by that?
Because I never wanted to sit still. I never wanted to sit still, and I never wanted to. I had to sit next to the teacher for a year because I was a naughty boy. I didn't.
What was Max doing as a naughty boy?
Making a fuss. Speaking out when I wasn't supposed to. I wasn't like a bad boy, like trying to harm people ever, because that's not my nature ever to do that, not ever. But I didn't follow rules. But that's really irrelevant to this point. That's just my nature. But
you weren't susceptible to programming.
I wasn't susceptible. What do you mean?
You weren't. By doing that, you were rejecting the kind of programming that we're giving you with those.
I think that's a very interesting point.
I mean, this applies to a lot of the kids.
Yeah,
today.
because I came because I came here already knowing a little bit. Even though when I died last time, I walked into the light, the false light. I still remember what was going on. So I had a little bit of flash memories. So
What is the false light?
Okay, well, I don't want to. I don't want to tread on anyone's toes or anything like that. From my memory, at Death Point, which I remember many times, that when you walk towards light, it's a false light. You're walking into enlightenment that is not. It's the false Luciferian light.
Some have referred to that as the greys bring you there.
Right. So it's a trick. And as soon as you walk through that light, you get immediately mind erased. But if you've done it enough times, and if you're from, I know where I'm from, I know where I came from. So I sort of like that. How is it like? I give you an analogy. If there's a movie where if you put a coin in your pocket and you walk through the false light, but then you pull the coin out and you look at it, and it reminds you that, hang on a second, that was a lie. Look carefully. You came from somewhere else. There's a movie, I can't remember the movie, Christopher Reeve is in it, which is symbolic actually, because
Why symbolic?
because all the Supermans, they are exploited. But that's another subject. I'll go to that. It's to do with the Uberman project, but that we'll go back to that. Symbolically, I kept that. So when I came in, I went through the false light and I held that, and I remembered when I came back again. So I came back here, and
you kept something which gave you enough memory to get through this.
Yeah.
See, we have another witness called Tracy in Wolverhampton, and she remembers everything before.
See, I remember everything.
Yeah,
I just remember a
she
flash.
claims to remember a huge amount,
Okay.
which has brought her a lot of attention
Yeah.
in this life.
Okay.
But not let's talk about her. Continue.
No problem. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna go from there. Okay. I grew up in Lewis, which is just outside Brighton, and we'll go from this. I had extremely high sexual energy for when I was 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, and it didn't make any sense. Why was I thinking about sexuality and sexual energy when you're 2, 3, 4, 5? It didn't make any sense to me.
In what way?
Well, like, yeah. I wasn't...
So did you fancy the teachers or what? Or what? How does a 5-year-old...
Just be careful with editing with this. Just that the teachers, there were specific teachers at the school who wanted me to expose myself to them, and there were specific girls at school, and I'm not saying that I was a pretty boy at school, but that was what was going on. And
were these male teachers or female teachers?
They were both. And what I learned was something very, very strange. And I've looked this up on the internet, and I've tried to find other people who have actually got anything or understood anything about this. I used to climb up. I've always been athletic, and I'm a runner. I'm a track and field, basically, and I would climb the rope climb the rope, or I'm real quick at climbing rope, or real quick at climbing pole, or like I'm very good at like gymnastics, very fast like that. I just move quickly like that. But when I climb, the higher I go, well, when I was 5 years old, I would get a weird feeling. And the weird feeling would make a red ring, I would see it, a red ring around my head and around my shoulders and around here, like this. And the higher I would pull on the rope or the pole, the thicker the ring would be there. And then at one point, I would hope, because it was a pleasurable experience, and I'm talking, I was like 4, okay? 4, and when I get to a certain point, I'd get ticker taped like that of images of females who I knew as young girls that I fancied at school, and then I would drop to the ground and sit still. So I wondered why that was happening to me, and I obviously never told anybody ever. And I only started really telling anybody about that only a few years ago. But I wonder why that was happening. I know now why what was going on.
Why?
I have extremely high Kundalini energy. Extremely high Kundalini energy, which means, so if we're talking about, see, I'm not a super spiritualist as Sarah is, understanding like that, but I do know this: crown, throat, heart, solar plexus, and this area here is the part that manifests in 3D. This is the part that manifests in 3D. So if you have a little boy who has an extraordinary amount of that particular energy, as the little boy, untouched, because obviously virginal, untouched, you can take and manipulate and build with that energy.
Build what? That energy.
You can with that energy, you can do anything you want. You can build an empire. You could build the Roman Empire.
So is that by the little boys?
Yes. Yes.
And what?
That's why
processes
all
involved?
the German fairy tales are about that. Yeah. With the female, it's acceptance. With the male, it's expression. And if you want to express, that's why they've repressed female energy, because if you want to manifest, you need untouched little boy male energy. So,
This
that
brings us in some regards to why they took so many children into the Peasemore base.
and it would only work with males. And Montauk only worked with males. Ibis, which actually wasn't actually called Ibis, only worked with male. It was Thoth or Toth based.
What do you mean Ibis? It wasn't called Ibis. What was it called?
Well, because Ibis is the bird, and the bird is based upon Thoth, the king of Atlantis, for 75,000 years. Who is the scientist? He's Hermes, he's Mercury, he's Thoth. He's also but rather than going to science, and the building blocks of physics and how that works, he is an archetype of what represents the camera that's filming me, and the couch you're sitting on. He would be second in command in terms, because there is, unfortunately, we're living in an inverted reality, which isn't bad or good, because I don't believe in that. But we are living in what you think is up isn't actually up, it's actually down. But in that respect, Thoth Thoth, Mercury, Hermes, Ibis, same being, is second. He is the mind. The creator of that would be Lucifer. A real being. A real being.
So what
A
does
real
he look
being.
like? Is he like a goat with big hairy, like
Well,
a goat?
no,
man?
because that would be another archetype that we create. That I think the Baphomet was created. That particular Baphomet was created pre-Crowley. Eliphas Levi created that particular version of it. It doesn't really matter what it looks like, really. What is the Mona Lisa is? The Mona Lisa is the same thing as the Baphomet. What they I just got shut down.
The Mona Lisa?
Yeah, what it is the amalgamation between the male and the female. What they want to do, unfortunately, and someone must know this, is to make the new world not to have a male or a female, to have a androgynous species. How we got from climbing a pole to the androgynous species, I don't know, but I'm telling you the truth. And they're trying to make the male and the female blend together to have the ultimate slave.
Is that because they don't rebel, or they don't have...
Well, if you have both together, then it's just efficiency. It's just being efficient. Because
You're not wanting them to reproduce because you're producing them anyway.
absolutely, exactly.
And that's what the cyborg programmable life forms was that King was talking about.
Yes, principally, but not specifically the PLFs that you're talking about. But yes, there has to be an element of an emotional body going through the center, because there has to be some sort of human spirit, because you have to be able to manipulate. Because you have to say, everything is done. Everything that is done now on compassion, and you have to if you want to manipulate now, or if they want to manipulate, you've got to say, oh, I feel sorry for you. You know, I feel sorry for you. I know you feel this is
So
bad.
you can then use the emotion weapon.
Yes. So you have to. You're right. So you make sure you infuse that in between the androgyny. Then you have a perfect slave. There's your secret. It's written in the Mona Lisa, and I'm sure you know that Leonardo da Vinci is an anagram for draconian devil.
You're saying, can you explain that?
Well, Leonardo da Vinci
Yes.
is an anagram
Yes.
for draconian devil.
Draconian devil being reptilian alien.
Well, so you have a hierarchy for sure, right? Of course, everything in
So a draconian devil is a
well,
ranking
we're devil.
reptilian.
So we have to reverse again. So we reverse everything. Don't take everything front to back. So what devil is what lived. Okay, sounds all right. It's not particularly scary, is it? Draconian. Well, forget Draco, the star system just outside of Orion. Forget that.
Is that a distraction?
What's the question?
Is that a distraction?
I'm not sure what the question is.
Well, is Draco the planet or the star system? Draco is by referring to the star system in our so-called universe. Is that not distracting from the species or the rank of reptilian as a Draco?
I know who they are.
Well, who are they?
The Alpha Draconis.
Yes.
Well, they're the top. They're the big. They look like dinosaurs.
They're evolved
They
dinosaurs.
look. Okay. So, we'll go to this. We'll go to this real quick. There was a split on Earth. Then you had Atlantis and you had Lemuria. In Lemuria, you had the reptilian form that we know as, or they know as, or we know as. And in Atlantis, you have the Syrian blonde blues, right?
The Syrian what?
Blonde blues.
Blonde blues. Blue-eyed.
Blonde-haired, Lyra.
Yeah.
So they're the original human beings. The original human beings. That's where I was.
You're talking about blue blood or blue
Oh, no,
eyes?
nothing to do with blood. No. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed.
Right. What we would call Nordics.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yes. Why did they chase them down? Because initially, they pushed them underground. They pushed the. Do you know Miles? Do you know Miles? You don't know Miles? They okay. So there was two continents.
Yeah. Sumeria.
Well,
And Atlantis.
Way pre-Sumeria. I'm talking about just Lemuria
Yeah.
or Mu and Atlantis.
Right.
Just two continents on this planet. No bits and pieces. Just two continents.
And this was when the planet was much smaller, but much denser. The gravity field was much bigger.
And there was also a.
The time-space field was much bigger.
Yeah, and
Is that where you could have big giants?
there was. Yeah, but then we're veering off to a different topic.
Yeah. Okay.
There was also a field around the outside that kept the water, kept the temperature at the same temperature at all time.
So the whole planet had one weather system, had one.
All the time. All the time. It's kept the same, and it was a bubble that kept the same way, and so that was all good. But that particular Draconis system lost in a war with not talking about Marduk or Mars, not talking about that, or the 100,000-year war, not talking about that. This is the gem, we're fighting for that. That particular Draconis group lost. They got pushed underground. They got fucked and they got lost and they got pushed underground.
Now, when you're saying underground, you're talking about the inner Earth,
Right. So you.
or
have
are you talking
two
about the intermediate?
No.
multiple
They got
tunnel
so every planet in our solar system has to, because it's apart from the moon, which is false, spins, and obviously if you know basic physics, anything that spins, centrifugal force will push out. So you'll have a center and a hole.
You have a hollow center with
Yeah.
with the black sun in it.
Right. Right. I mean, yeah.
Is that what-
Right.
So we have a hollow Earth
Yes.
civilization living on the outer edge
All of the
lower of the crust.
Yes, and all the planets in this, apart from the moon, which is a ship. Apart from that, all the other ones are same principle. Principle applies, but each planet is astrology is incredibly important, and it's so dismissed, and it's so important.
So is that how we have Venusians? I mean, we're told the surface of Venus is a horrible mess.
But the thing is, it's interesting. Yes, absolutely. But the thing is, funnily enough, Venus, the symbol for Venus is a pentagram, and but we associate Venus as love. So where are we all standing? Are we saying, oh shit, there's a pentagram, shit, the devil?
Yeah.
Hang on a second, Venus is love. Oh, we've been fucking double binded again. Or which
I mean,
one
this is the whole thing about the so-called Christian religion and Judaic religions and all that. It's meant to be a control device. It's disinforming. It's the original source of information.
Very, very clever. It's very, very clever, very clever trickery. but we can sit and talk about and like decode it.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're a smart man,
Yeah.
and we can sit down and work it out and put it down. Yeah, it's trickery.
But if you tend to do that, tend to burn you at the stake and crucify you and things.
Yeah, but they won't catch me and you.
Yeah, yeah.
Not this time.
Yeah.
We did it before. Yeah, it's just a shame for me that Michael didn't do the same thing, but he's gonna.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Okay, so
So
what
we're
were we
talking
at?
about the we're talking about the planets, the wars between the things, but we're talking about you being at school and Kundalini
listen,
energy
alright,
and stuff.
Okay. So the Anunnaki, when they first created the initial beings that were the analogical or symbolic Adam and Eve.
Actually, Max, before we continue on that particular one, we're really at the end of the first section here. So before we're going to start on a whole new topic,
Yeah.
we'll have another break.
We do alright.
And we did all right. And then we'll get from you being 5 and having incredible Kundalini energy to the Anunnaki and all that.
Yeah, I didn't even see. I just flowed with you.
Yeah, okay.
I worked
Yeah.
with you.
Okay, we're exploring different branches of of each individual subject, and then we'll return and then continue to go through the tree.
Oh, you just help me, and we'll be all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have a quick break,
Yeah.
and we'll be back.
Everything all right? You're all right.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Good.